AFTV, we are down here at Stamford Bridge. As you can see, it's the big one at the weekend, Arsenal versus Chelsea, and I've got to admit, a little bit nervous, man, a little bit nervous. What a tough start for Arsenal. First week, Man City at home. The following week, Chelsea away. How tough is that for Unai Emery? And, you know, we could see last week that the style of play, what we were trying to do, play it out from the back, high pressing game, that Unai Emery was, you know, really trying to impose his way of playing on the team. And it is different. It is different to how Arsene Wenger played it. And ultimately, we got beaten by the better team on the day, which was Manchester City. They are a great team. They were slicker, played in the same sort of style that we were trying to play, but obviously they've been doing it for the last 3-4 years. And in the end, they beat us by 2-0. But I think there was a lot to be optimistic about in that game. And I want all Arsenal fans to be patient with Unai Emery. And I'm going to come to that in a minute. But first of all, just before I get into the reason why we should be patient, I've got an exclusive for you. Something that I heard, right? And this is exclusive. You're hearing it here first, right? On AFTV. That Arsenal, after that defeat to Manchester City, right? After that defeat to Manchester City last weekend, they actually played a game on Monday that featured Arsenal first team versus Crystal Palace first team. Palace sort of played like all the players that didn't play in their win over Fulham. And they played in a behind closed doors game at Arsenal. Serious. The full Arsenal team played in a game where Unai Emery had them doing the same thing, pressing, playing out from the back. And apparently, this is the one part I'm not 100% certain on, but the rumour is that Arsenal won it by 4-0. So I don't know if that's a good sign or what, but it just goes to show you that Unai Emery is trying to impose his style of play on this Arsenal team, which is what we saw at the back, what we saw last week. He wants to play the ball out from the back, right? You could see with Cech, he didn't attempt to kick long at all. Every time he tried to play out from the back, and we know in the game he nearly got caught out a few times. And also, he wants the team to press. There's a lot of talk coming out from Arsenal that he wants players to lose more weight. He wants players to be fitter. He wants players to run half a mile more every game than they did last year. So you can see that his style of football is going to be a really intense style. Now, this is where now we got to be patient. I hear a lot of fans that I'm interviewing and stuff like that saying, yeah, we need to be patient. We need to, but yet still, when I was in the game last week, those same fans were like, why are you playing it out from the back? Hit it long, get rid of it. If we're going to be patient with Unai Emery, then we've got to be patient in every aspect of what he's trying to do. He wants to play the ball out from the back. Simple. That's his style. So if we're saying we're being patient, we've got to be patient with that style. He wants to press. That's his style. So we're going to have to be patient. Remember Manchester City, when they first started, you know, when Pep Guardiola first came and they started playing that style, it took them time. It took them time. He had to change personnel. Remember, he famously came in and after a couple of games, he binned Joe Hart. And there was a lot of people upset at the time saying, how can you bin England's #1 goalkeeper? It was because he realised that he couldn't play the pressing style of game that he wanted. Now, I heard a lot of people moaning last week about Petr Cech. It could be that Cech might not be that person, but Unai Emery's looking on it and saying, I need to give him time. I need to see if Cech is the guy that can play this style. If he's not, then maybe I'll bring Leno in, you know? Emery's also obviously looking at all the players in the Arsenal team and saying, can these defenders, are they comfortable at receiving the ball at the back? And that's the personnel he's got now, and that's what he's going to have to work with. And it may take him a couple of windows to find those players that are going to be comfortable on the ball if these guys can't do it. Same up front. He wants a high press, high energy. He's given these guys a chance to say, can you do that? Can you do the style of football that I want? So he's given them a chance and he's waiting to see if they can deliver on it, and hopefully they can. And if they can't, no doubt in January and next summer, he'll start to bring in the sort of players that he thinks can play the sort of style of football that he wants to play. But we've got to be patient. And when when we talk about being patient, that doesn't just mean, right, we're going to give him a year and we just, like a throwaway comment, we say that. We have to say, we're going to be patient with this style of football. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see what he does here this weekend. Is Unai Emery going to play a similar style of football like what he played last weekend against Man City? Or does he have another plan for away games? If you read him in his press conference, he was saying that, you know, he's fully aware of our poor record last year and he wants to improve that. So how is he going to change how we play away from home? Last season, we tended to try and go toe-to-toe with absolutely every team we played, right? I kind of get the feeling that Emery might be a bit more defensive in these sort of games, but we'll find out this weekend. And whatever he goes with, we need to be patient with. We can't be after one game saying, oh, you've got to bang it long. Let's give him time. Let's be patient with the players, with the team, and let's be patient with the manager. It's a hard start. City, Chelsea, West Ham even next week. It's hard, but we're going to have to get behind the manager. What I'd like to know from you guys in the comments below is how much time do we give Unai Emery? Is it a year, 2 years, 3 years? What do you think is the amount of time he should be given? And also, what have you made so far of the style of football played by Emery? As I said, you can see this guy's an intense guy. As I said, they played a game on Monday. I know sometimes they get the team back in for some training and stuff like that after a poor performance of that on the Monday, but it's very rare that they play an actual very competitive game against a Crystal Palace first team. So that's very unusual, but it seems that Emery wants to get that intensity into those players because he's got a particular style of play he wants to play. Listen, thanks for watching and looking forward to the game at the weekend. Arsenal coming into Stamford Bridge. Let's hope we can get a win.